This is Osuo Beach in Nyamani in Aligo CR, Kenya. It's one of the hundreds of beaches in the ports of Lake Victoria. Cage fish farming has become attractive because it reduces pressure on land use and the fish are in their natural habitat, where there is natural exchange of water, high productivity, ease of harvesting and monitoring. It is highly advised to eat fish, and this is why. Eating fish regularly provides high-quality protein and omega-3 fatty acids which supports heart and brain health, can reduce inflammation, lower the risk of heart attack and stroke, and are crucial for infant development of the brain and eyes during pregnancy. A good health is a priceless gift God gave us, and it's our responsibility to maintain it joyful with appreciation and great thankfulness to our Creator who gave it. The world today has been intoxicated by fumes and gases from machines and factories destroying the ozone layer. Human activities has made it possible in a faster way, bringing forth numerous cases of cancer by 30%. The diet needs to supply a certain amount of fat, which should not exceed 30% of the total calories consumed. For a 2,000-calorie diet, this means 67 grams of fat. The typical Western diet is high in fat, up to 45% of total calorie intake, being primarily saturated fats from meat and milk. This fat is also accompanied by cholesterol, and promotes the production of more cholesterol in the body. An excess of fat and cholesterol becomes deposited on the walls of the coronary arteries feeding the heart, reducing the amount of blood it receives and weakening it. When the blockage of a coronary artery is significant, the result is a heart attack. Use less salt. Due to its sodium content, excessive salt in the diet hardens arterial walls and promotes hypertension, which overburdens the heart. Eat less sugar. An excess of sugar in the diet is converted to fat and increases blood triglycerides levels, all of which promotes blockage of coronary arteries feeding the heart muscle.
Eat less meat. Meat, especially red meats, is harmful for the heart because it contains saturated fat and cholesterol that clog arteries. Hem, iron in meat is absorbed better than the non-hem iron in vegetables. However, the iron in meat damages coronary arteries, and with higher consumption of meat, the risk of heart attack increases. Its proteins generate acid residues that promote atherosclerosis in coronary arteries. It contains a relatively high concentration of toxic contaminants, such as heavy metals, dioxins, pesticides, and hormones. It does not contain any protective antioxidants. So, replace red meat consumption with fish or nuts. Reduce or eliminate consumption of red meat, replace it with fish at first, then vegetables. Or alternatively use soy-based and other legumes, walnuts, and grains. Increase antioxidant intake. Antioxidants protect arterial walls from the buildup of cholesterol and saturated fats. With healthy, clear arteries, the heart works much better. Fruits, especially woodland berries, bright-colored vegetables, seeds and nuts, and whole grains are good sources of protective antioxidants. The caged fish can be fed twice or once a day according with the farmer's ability. Types of caged fish food include moist pellets, floating dry pellets, and fresh or frozen trash fish for large-scale aquaculture, while smaller aquarium or pond cages might use flakes, pellets, wafers, live food like bloodworms and brine shrimp, and freeze-dried foods. In Kenya, fish farming is not taken very seriously despite of the numerous lakes, rivers, and swamps it has. Though the few who do it make big difference around the community as it pays very good. The challenges of this type of farming is mostly capital. It is very expensive to start a fish farm and maintain it. It needs lots of capital, about 50,000 Kenya shilling.
Security is another challenge here. You need a very good security because of thieves and mostly during the night. Another challenge is that whenever the water is contaminated, but usually very rarely seen, the fish may die out of lack of enough oxygen. When harvesting caged fish, you should remove fish when they have reached a marketable size, by lifting the cage to shallow water, or lifting the net to fish with a scoop net. A process that only requires simple tools. After harvest, the fish should be processed and handled hygienically with ice to maintain quality with gutted and washed fish. Fetching higher prices. Before we continue, kindly like and subscribe. Thank you. It is usually advised to farm uniformly for good production as specific fish like and feed mostly on specific foods. Keep a good size of fish. Do not overload a cage with fish. Spacing is very important. In most cases it's advised to keep 1,000 and 1,500 pieces of fish per cage. In this case, one can double the profit with fewer fish in the cage and if possible have more cages like 10 to 20. Tilapia fish easier to cage and has lots of ready markets all over the world. The biggest size of tilapia fish here is about 900 to 1,000 Kenya shilling per fish. So every cage can produce a minimum of 100,000 shilling in 6 months period. The more the cages one has, the more the profit. Fish here in Kenya feed well in the morning hours and later in the evening. This waters has lots of fish, so fishermen carry out their daily routines while waiting for the time of harvest. Crocodile and hippos are common in this waters. They attack viciously when they spot their prey. There are many fish ponds around the lake and does good because of the periodic freshwater rotation. Weather changes doesn't affect the fish in any way. The cage should be made strong and able to last for sessions for good production and more profits. Please allow me to tell you something about your stomach. The primary function of the stomach is to mix consumed food with gastric juices, thereby beginning the complex process of digestion. The inside of the stomach has the peculiarity of being able to reflect mood. Anger makes it turn red. Fear, pale. Excitement, it begins to contract. Stress, it starts to secrete juices. All of this is due to the fact that there is a direct connection between the brain and the stomach, by way of the autonomic nervous system. Any anxiety or emotions affect stomach function. Because the stomach can break down and digest proteins, it is worthwhile to question why it does not digest itself, being that it is primarily made up of proteins. This does not occur in normal conditions, thanks to the stomach's true mucus barrier that wraps around it like a film and protects its inside from the acidy juices. When this mucus barrier is breached, stomach juices attack the stomach's own wall, causing gastritis and stomach ulcers. The stomach needs special care in order to preserve the protective mucus barrier. This care includes regular meals, respecting the stomach's needed rest periods. Good stomach function is reflected in the facial expression and reflects favorably on the whole body. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you.